Throughout the years, I've had my share of quote-unquote friends. I've had those who I thought would stay around, and others who have simply come and gone. I think it has something to do with the way growth works. I don't know. All I know is, I'm thankful for the friends I do have. But what about those moments when you find yourself thinking about the friends who are no longer there in the same capacity? Are we still friends?
Okay, we're back.
Hi, I'm Duran. Welcome back to my channel.
Hi, I'm Terry. I'm on his channel today.
She doesn't matter.
Actually, you don't. Actually, you don't. Today, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this because you're the piece of shit.
You're the piece of shit. You're the piece of shit.
Won't you let them know that you can't pay your bills?
You can't pay your bills. You can't get your fucking nails done. Look at this. Look at this. Bitch.
First of all, let them know how you fucked on somebody to get that fucking fresh ass hair.
I did not fuck nobody to get no fucking hair. You ate somebody's ass to get your nails done, huh? What about your brandy braids? You try to get your nails done. That's what you get. That's what you get.
Snatch my damn edges.
You ain't got nothing to begin with, so anyway. I think people are leaving. Thank you for tuning in.
Honestly,
please subscribe,
no.
like and comment if you enjoy this, and we'll see you next time.
They won't enjoy with you being on there.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck off.
Watch the Ron World.
Shut up, you dog rat piece of shit.
Bitch.
I'm so tired. I am literally so tired. Let's do this. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, go ahead and click like, subscribe, check out my other content if you want to. But yeah, let's get into today's topic. So today I want to talk about friends. Yeah, friends. This quarantine has really plagued an issue on all of us. I know. For me personally, like I said before in my last video, like depression and all that stuff, and just feeling down and not feeling really worth anything since pretty much I was unemployed and all that stuff, and going through my emotional melodrama mama. So when it came to like my friends and stuff and reaching out to them, I would still talk to people. It wasn't like I was MIA. When it came to talking to my friends, it's just I wasn't like FaceTiming them. I didn't want to speak to them. I wanted to speak to them, but I didn't want to, want them to see me like the way I was looking, because I already know I looked a mess, and I didn't need them to see I looked a mess for them to comment that I looked a mess. Okay, honey, we just gonna do that. But like when it comes to people that you thought would be there for you, or the people you thought you could count on, it's like it can be kind of a letdown when that doesn't happen. Recently, I've discovered a few things when it comes to like my friendships and relationships with people, because I only have a few. Like since I've been home, like my parents been asking me, why don't you hang out with your friends? I'm like, I really don't have any friends here, because I feel like I don't, because I feel like I've outgrown the people that I used to go to school with. Because I don't really talk to them like that anymore since like I've been to college. Like I talk to them every once in a while, and then the people that I do feel like I could hang out with, they're not even in my city anymore, or they don't even live in my city. So it's kind of hard to hang out with people when they're not even near you. So you have to do the virtual thing, and that's not something I'm always up to. So one thing I realized like throughout the past couple months is like people are really showing who they really are.
And I'll walk into a situation and think that's that same lesson, and that is when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes, absolutely. A person says to you, I'm selfish, or I'm mean, or I am unkind.
Or I'm crazy.
Or believe them. They know themselves much better than you do. But no, more often than not, those of us who don't trust life say, don't say a thing like that. You're not really crazy. You're not really unkind. You're not really mean. And as soon as you say that, the person
Let you know.
and shows you, I told you. I told you I was unkind. So now why are you angry?
And when I say that, it's not always in like a negative way. It's just always in a, okay, I see you, you see me. We know where we are in this part of our relationship, friendship, whatever. So when people like show me who they are, I'm just like, okay, like I'm one of the people that I'm like very naive. Like I will make up excuses for you in my head, just to keep you around and say like, oh,
maybe they didn't text me back because, you know, they're sleeping. Or maybe they just, like, their phone got turned off. Or maybe, like, something happened to them and they'll contact me when it's ready, when they're ready or whatever.
And most of the time, that's not the case. And I end up looking like
A boo-boo, the fool.
I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass.
But it's okay because at the end of the day, like I said, I've said before, it's like a lesson, a life lesson that, you know, you're here to learn. When I say like you outgrow people, when I say that with like the clearest of intentions, like I say that because you're not always supposed to be with the same people or like with the same group of people for like a long period of time. Like your high school friends are your high school friends, your college friends are your college friends, and then your after college life or whatever, your adulthood friends are your adulthood friends. Some of them do stay around, some of them do stick around throughout the years. Like I do have some friends, I have one friend, well, two. I don't know. I have no more than 3 friends from high school that like I still talk to and like I'm still friendly with, and one of them like I know I'm really close to. But and then friends from college, same amount, like 2 or 3 from college that like I talk to like that, like we're friends. But it was just sad. It can be sad to realize that like the people you thought were your friends are no longer your friends, and that's what I kind of realized last week. So let's rewind back to last week. So last week I had 2 instances where, actually it was last week and this week. Actually no, it was last week. It was last week where like I had 2 instances where I was like, oh my God, like this is not a friendship.
That right there is not an institution.
The first one is when I went to an event. If the people who I'm talking about see this video, they're gonna know who I'm talking about. But I went to this party, and it was with a whole bunch of people I knew from high school. 3 of the people there, like I knew. 2 of them were like my ride or dies in high school, and it was one of my ride or dies from high school's birthday party. And it was just interesting because that was like my first time going out with like a group of people in like months. So it was an experience in itself. We went to
Olive Garden.
It wasn't really that crowded, it wasn't really that bad, but I was still like taking my precautions, taking my mask and stuff. It was still like an experience for me because I haven't been around these people in I don't know how long. Like last time I saw the birthday girl was about a year ago, a little over a year ago, because it was during last summer. And then my other friend, who was my ride or die, was like, I saw her at the same time a year ago because we hung out together. So I get there and like they're like, the birthday girl is already drunk off her ass. Like she 2 sheets to the wind, child. She'd been drinking since the day before, so she was lit. So and then I come in, and then there was like a whole bunch of other people there who was like people from high school, people I didn't really talk to back then, but they were there and I knew them. So when knew of them, I didn't really know them like that.
But I don't know you.
Okay.
So let's be clear. I still don't know you.
I get there and they're there, so I'm just sitting there talking, trying to make conversation because, you know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, so like I'm just over there just trying to make little conversation, make it as awkward looking as possible because, you know, that's how I am. And then my other ride or die like showed it. I'm sorry, this is confusing, but my other ride or die, because I'm not trying to say names. So my other ride or die came in. She was like a surprise for the birthday girl, because the birthday girl didn't know she was coming. And so she came in, and I was like, because usually when we see each other, we're like, oh yeah, hey. And then this time it was just like very off energy, because you know how people energy can be like very off, and it's just, yeah, it was that type of entrance. Allegedly she was high, but I don't know, because I haven't been around her like in like a long time, or like for a longer period of time, to know like whether she's high or not, or like how she is nowadays, because like she just seemed off, and it just, that was like a cue for me to be like And so it was an awkward period. Like, in all, like the party and stuff lasted for about because I got there around 8:30, 9 o'clock, so I was out there to like 2, because we like stayed in the parking lot after like the restaurant closed, because we're ghetto. And so during that whole night, me and my my ride or die did not talk. It was just very weird, because she had different energy. Like, she wasn't really talking to anybody, but she was talking to like the people, because they already have their friend group. Like, they're in that group, they talk to each other constantly. I'm just being added into the mix. Like, it's just an awkward situation, because they're talking about stuff in their group, like some drama went down in their group. I'm like, okay, what happened, what's going on, why do you hate her, what's going on? It was just very awkward for me. So especially if I don't know what's going on, I don't know who these people, like I know who these people, but I don't know who they are right now. So I don't know where they are in their lives. I don't know what type of people they become. So it's just like, I haven't seen y'all since 2015. So it was that type of thing. So we really didn't talk. She was kind of off the whole night. I don't know if she was going through something. Like, I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to seem intrusive, because like I haven't really talked to her. I haven't really kept up with her since high school. So that was one thing. Like, my other friend who was a birthday girl, like, we get along pretty, like, we always just friendly anyway. We break close, but we are just friendly anyway. But she's funny. But yeah, it was just, I was literally sitting at the table, like having a moment of realization, like, you can really outgrow people. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm just sitting here, I felt out of place as hell. Like, I was just sitting there, like, they're just going back and forth talking, like having stuff to talk about and feeling relatable. And here I am in the mix with all these other people, 2 of them which I know very well, the other one which I know kinda, and I'm having more fun with the one I kinda know, who you saw in the intro video, versus the one who was my ride or die, who I've known for years. So it was kind of off and kind of crazy, but it was a big realization moment for me during that birthday party. Yeah, it was really awkward. Another moment that happened this week, it was just like moment after moment after moment, so I just like, I gotta make a video about it. One of my former friends, who I haven't talked to since April, like, I text him, I had called him, and like, he didn't pick up my calls. He did text me back, so I just like, okay, you're done, you got cut. Like, I don't really care.
You're out of it. I really don't.
So it's just like, I'm trying to reach out to you, and you don't want to reach out to me, because like the last conversation we had, it was like vividly, it's like we were on like a group, like Google Hangout with me and my other friend, and then she left, and then we were still on the call, and I told him like I don't really like to FaceTime like that, because like he's one of the people that like loves to FaceTime, and I'm like, I'm not a FaceTime person. Like, I would rather text you all day, that way I can send memes and reactions, because that's how I text. I like to send like memes, reactions, whatever, to like keep the conversation lively. And like, I'll quickly double tap your message, like haha, and send memes and different stuff through text messages. That's just the kind of person I am. During that last conversation that we had, I remember him feeling some type of way when I said I don't like to talk all the time. And usually I would always pick up his FaceTime calls, because I was like, I don't need him being mad at me. I don't need that type of energy. Like, it's just like, I'd rather just pick up the phone call and then be like, I gotta go, versus just not answering at all. Because then I feel like he would feel some type of way and all that type of stuff. And so I haven't talked to him since April. And then all of a fucking sudden, he texts me on, I think, Friday or Saturday, and was like, hi Deron, I haven't talked to you in a minute, how are you? nigga, you ain't text me in about 4 months. What do you mean, how are you? And I was just like, okay, I'm good. How are you? Like, that was just very off. I was like, why are you even texting me right now in this moment? Because I tried to reach out to you in April and you never returned any of my calls or my texts. So I deleted your number. The only reason I knew who it was is because I looked at the thread, because my phone keeps the thread. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I just let him get away with a few salutations for like the next 2 messages. And I was like, okay, before I go any further, I gotta ask you why you hitting me up after 4 months and you were like fucking MIA. And I was just confused because I thought it was because of what I said that he didn't return my calls or didn't return my messages. And I thought it was something I did. He just didn't say nothing. So yeah, I had questions. And so basically what he said was he was going through a lot of stuff mentally and emotionally and all that stuff. And that he just needed a break. He took a break from social media, took a break from social media. He took a break from like talking to people. Like he said he may have been suffering from a low-grade depression, which I understand. I understand, like, depressed. Like, I understand not wanting to do anything, just feeling like off, because everybody's felt a little off. I felt a little off, and I'm sure pretty many others have felt offer. But the fact that he literally said he cut off people for months and like with no explanation, with no type of reason to them, because like all this time I thought it was me, and he said somebody else had an issue with it too. I'm like, you just really just cut off people out of nowhere and then just return like everything's normal. It's just I didn't understand that part. Like, I understand you need to take a break, but the fact that you didn't even communicate it was really was an issue for me. And like in my head I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like I clearly don't have time, because like it was just a lot to even fucking process. Like at that moment I was like, really, this is what you do? It's crazy. Now like his number's still not saved, but it's just like, how can you do that to somebody? Like like even if I don't text you back, like if I need a break like from even a person, I'm just like, I'm not gonna respond back for at least like a day. Like I just can't just not respond back and then try to come back a few months later like it's okay. So I felt some type of way about that, and so like I guess we're just at that point where just like it's whatever, because we don't talk like that anymore, and I'm not going back down that roller coaster. But it was another eye-opener for me. Like, people really, like, if that's what he needed to do, that's what he needed to do, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with what he needed to do or be there for him when he decides he wants to come back. Like, that's just, no, I just can't get with it, and like my spirit just won't let me right now. So I wish him well. I wish my other friend well. That's all I really can do, and people who are there for you will show up for you. People who are with you will be there for you. People who want to talk to you will talk to you because they will put forth that effort. But yeah, that's just a realization with me with like when it comes to people and communication, because like people are very uncommunicative. Well, people will communicate with you when they want to communicate with you. That's what I took from that situation, and not holding on to something or an idea or relationship that's pretty much non-existent. Because it's funny how relationships work, because there are some people I cannot talk to for months and then come back to them as like nothing ever happened, like we still have that same connection, versus other ones I feel like you have to constantly keep up with them to even have that connection stable. Like, it's not even like you miss a day with them, it's like the relationship's kind of done or the friendship's kind of done. It's just like, it's crazy how that works, and I just peeped that. Yeah, but that's just my thoughts on some of my aha moments this past week. I hope you enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Now, I'm speaking right now to our people in particular. We come from strength. Being systematically oppressed and pushed and mistreated constantly all of our lives. It happened before we were born. This generation, when I say we, our grandparents, everywhere else. So the strength is there. We don't really tap into it all the time, but it's there. And I always say, if you listen to Still Standing, I say walk by faith and not by sight. The reason I say that is because faith is the substance of things you can't see, but you're hopeful for. You know that they're there. And so that's what I tell people. You have to exercise your faith. Amen. When things get tough for me, I exercise my faith. When I lost my uncle, I was at my absolute lowest. I mean, I was at my absolute lowest. And then we were in quarantine. There's no income. Money's constantly going out. I'm still going to provide. You know, I take on a lot of jackets that are like that of men, you know? And so with me doing that, which is also why sometimes people mistake me being aware as guarded. I'm always dealing with something, but I never fold. And I tell my kids all the time, if you don't get anything else from your mama, remember, it's okay to bend, just not to break. Because the things that are happening in your life are really just to build you, not to break you. You know, people always talk about what they can't do and where they can't go. Well, you know what I did during quarantine? When I looked around and I said, okay, well, this much goes out every month and this much has come in. I started delving back into the businesses that I wanted to create that before I didn't have time for, working on the relationships that I hadn't worked on because I was so busy, doing things that I had never done before. It's important to make use and adjust. And adjusting is what I think God wants us all to do right now, because he's in control. We're just here to figure out our purpose and what he wants us to do. And so that's what we have to do. People contact me when they're feeling depressed. I get people reaching out to me when they're thinking about suicide and things of that nature. And I enjoy speaking life, because we only get one. And I'm far from perfect, but I definitely can tell you that a lot of things that the devil thought would break me, they built me. They built me. They helped me to create who you see before you. So without preaching too hard, I just want to say that it's already in you. It's within you. You're capable of it. You just haven't tapped into it yet. And sometimes it's like tears that help you tap in. Sometimes it's pain that helps you tap in. Sometimes it's not knowing what you gonna do that helps you tap in to what you gotta do. And so I just tap in.